In 2004, there were 4 dominant styles of music on the radio: R&B, hip-hop, country, and especially rock. Rock was still going off the heights of its post-grunge era in the second wave of pop-punk. There was of course other subgenres lingering around and trying to place their bids for the throne of the new millennium's rock sound. But there was one subgenre that was about to storm to the forefront and dominate the rock scene for much of the decade, and acts like My Chemical Romance were to become kings of this new wave of music. Now, I have spoken about many genres through my September throwbacks over the years. I'd be surely lacking if I didn't cover one of the largest movements that was striking the airwaves around this time: emo music. No, I am not talking of the stereotype, I am talking of the actual music movement. It had its foundations in the mid-80s hardcore punk scene. Though the sound as we know it was reinvented and adopted by the mid-90s through the alt-rock scene in bands like Weezer, Jimmy Eat World, and many others, so by the time the 2000s rolled around, we were blasted with this highly energetic genre that had quite a lot to say, and it was here to make itself known. This is where today's act, My Chemical Romance, comes kicking in. I know the band doesn't particularly accept the label of emo, but they certainly did come off of the genre and are one of the most known acts of its peak of success in the 2000s. By 2004, the band had signed on to a rather large label at the time, being Reprise Records, which, if you remember, is the same label Green Day themselves also had went to and was just about to record the largest album and comeback of their careers, in American Idiot. So this was quite a move for the band that had previously released just one album on a much smaller label in Eyeball Records. The band was also coming off the success of Hell Enough from this same album, and to follow this up, they released I'm Not Okay, I Promise. It is that song, thanks to the suggestion of one of my friends on Facebook, that I shall be looking at today. I'm Not Okay, I Promise was released September 13, 2004, which is, as of the video's making, exactly 16 years ago. It has 2 music videos made for it, one being a concert footage mixed with the band's day-to-day life in New Jersey, the other being much more famous. I will look into that one coming up here, but let us first talk about what is the song about. Well, I am very certain the song will have multiple different meanings depending on who you ask, and I would like to hear what your own thoughts of the song meaning is. But, from my interpretation of it, it appears that the narrator has a friend who comes up to them and is wanting help from their own external personal problems, while at the same time the narrator also is going through their own internal personal problems. They keep going back and forth, and the narrator keeps trying to explain things to their friend that even though their own problems are different from each other, it doesn't make them any less painful. Due to the both of them going through their own personal issues, the narrator is getting more and more worn out as they find more and more that they cannot help the way the friend is wanting at this time. The narrator also feeling that the help they have been trying to give is being unappreciated by this friend each and every time the friend keeps coming up to them. Now, another few interpretations I have seen online explain how this is an external look at an abusive relationship. Another being the narrator and the friend are lovers and the narrator wants to cut the relationship off as they both are finding the relationship isn't built on love. Another being the friend is overly focused on the problems that are overall so small in the grand picture when they should be focusing on the bigger problems that are around them like the narrator is. Yet another involving how the friend is leading the narrator on and he's finally had enough of the baiting and is putting his foot down. So many different things this could be, and they seem to vary from person to person. I am interested in hearing what your own take on the song is, so let me know what your view is on this down below. I am very curious to know. Alright, so now that we've discussed the song's potential meaning, let's talk about the famous video that came along with the song. It is filmed like a movie trailer and it shows a group of popular students having constantly beat down on the unpopular students, and eventually this leads to a brawl between the two. It is intercut with footage of the band performing and also other typical things that you see in a movie trailer. It was filmed in mid to late 2004 on 2 campuses in Los Angeles. It being filmed by a guy Mark Webb, who would later go on to direct various films and the 2010 Spider-Man films before Marvel made them in-house. I feel this video likely helping a directing style, since this was filmed like a movie after all. But yes, this video was rather popular on MTV at the time, and I most certainly had seen it when I was younger. I even thought it was an actual film to be when I was younger. A very interesting one for sure. I am sure you have come up with your own thoughts over the years about the video. I enjoy it. But now let us get on with our conclusion, shall we? Conclusion. What do I think of the song? Well, I most certainly enjoy the song. It's extremely catchy instrumentally, and it goes over quite an emotional battle between the two characters of the song. It's a blast of energy that showcases this battle going down with a very fast pace to it. The song covers so much ground in such a short time, I find it to be very impressive. It doesn't feel as short as it is. The song's loud nature matches the emotional turmoil of the battle very well, I feel. The song again gets an A+ for me. It's a perfect blend of sound and quite a lot of story in such a short tune. It truly is a pinnacle in the fusion of emo and pop punk, and a perfect example of the production values in both genres. Do I look forward to more from the artist? Alright, so I don't believe I had made this known previously, but I have been a fan of their music for quite some time now, especially in recent years as I have become more aware of the depths their works cover, and the many topics they were able to go over, and I have quite enjoyed finding out these layers of meaning. I thought they were done for good after they originally broke up. However, they have since gotten back together, and I am very interested in hearing what they can put together. I know that they are only back for touring purposes right now, but I do actually hope some new material will be coming out before long. Other bands have been able to make quite a bit of music this year due to certain world events. Perhaps this could be the chance the band could make new stuff from in their own studios, wherever those may be. But in short, the answer is a yes for me. I look forward to the new work. I felt they were a very creative band, and I hope they keep going for many years to come, even if it is just touring. With all of that said, and for the sake of not making this go on too long, I shall be wrapping things up here for now. I certainly plan on covering other works by them sometime down the road. I especially want to cover the Black Parade one day. I am also interested in bringing in others to give their own thoughts on these works, so let me know down below if you're interested in helping out. But yes, let me know your own thoughts on this song down below and the band's other works as well. I have been your host Natty, and I hope you all have a very lovely day. Take care and farewell.